Dear Mr. Trump, I don't care nothing about what you and your little side piece, Miss Argentina, got going on. Okay? Release my food stamps. I got 8 kids to feed.
4 of us, Mommy.
And we the people of America, the baby daddies, 7 of them, they married with their husbands, okay? So leave me alone. Release my food stamps. You took the apple trees, you took the orange trees, you took all the trees, and now I got to be able to afford your expensive food. I need a refund immediately, okay?
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So this lady in Memphis says she gets up this morning to find out that her food stamps are gone. So I thought it was a joke at first, but no, she took us to the food stamp or SNAP benefits office with her to talk to the social worker, where the social worker told her that yes, the food stamps are gone, nothing they can do about them, and guess what? You will not get a refund for this month, but reimbursement for this month, just wait till next month. This lady says, what am I going to do? My baby needs milk, and I have 6 kids. This is what I want to say, and some people going to get mad at me. I think the government has set everybody up real good, and this is why.
This is where this video is going. One of the top comments here says, Africa does not have SNAP. Let's get back into it.
When I was coming up, I said all the time, we was poor. Mama cooked breakfast for dinner. But it was I'm only an only child. I think my mom and dad knew that they couldn't afford 2 children, so they didn't rely on any help. They did the best they could with the one child that was me. I have to ask this question, y'all. The government has set y'all up good, because I want to know, what would you do if you couldn't get food stamps at all and you were responsible for every child that you put out of your body? That's my question, and y'all gonna get mad, but it is what it is. Me and my husband work 2 decent jobs, but we only have 2 kids. I actually wanted to try for a girl because I only have boys. You know, I have 3 kids and all. My oldest son is 34, and the reason why is because I was a single parent. I only had one. I had no help, and I was tired. I didn't want to go through that anymore by myself. No government assistance, no Section 8. That 34-year-old son of mine, I raised him myself with the help of the Lord and my mother.
Amen. I do want to say this. You think about the privilege in this country, and you see the amount of people trying to come into this country. And you look at other countries that don't have that same privilege. And yet people still complain, and yet people still find ways to not be thankful. Number one, I'm convinced that a lot of people in the US are spoiled, and they truly don't know what it's like to have no hope outside of a prayer. And I mean a lot. And just the fact that I can make that statement and there's somebody who's really mad because they might be the small few who's really going through it and they don't understand that this is a general statement shows you exactly what I'm talking about.
But long story short, I just want to ask y'all, what would you do if you only, if you had to take care of every child that popped out, you had no kind of help? You was responsible for every child that popped out of your body.
Right.
Do you think all of these women that have all these kids would have all these kids if from the get-go you didn't get any kind of SNAP benefits? My husband and me, like I said again, I don't mean to repeat this, we only have 2 kids. I wanted another child because I only have boys. I always wanted a girl, but we knew, and my husband said no, because kids are what? Expensive. See, everybody don't rely on government. A lot of people, believe it or not, take care of their kids the best they can and do it from going to work on a daily basis. But I just want to ask that question, y'all. Would you really have had 5, 6, 7, 8 kids if you had nobody helping you? No SNAP benefits, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, as they say, the you know what is hitting the fan. I'm trying not to cuss. And now y'all seeing what time it is. What are you and your children going to do? I made a video about this yesterday. It's going to get rough out here. But the government set you up for failure, because they made it so easy for you to have children because they were giving you money or SNAP benefits, food stamps, whatever you want to say, every month to take care of them. Now they're taking it back from you. What are y'all going to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are y'all going to do?
Before we get back into the video, a quick word about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. At fathershaverights.com, one of our expert attorneys explains that drafting a prenup without the right experience is risky. If done wrong, the courts could invalidate it. That's why, as a future husband, you need to know how to pick the right attorney. The truth is, most experienced family law attorneys handle multiple prenups every week, and the demand only keeps growing. Click the link pinned to the top of the comment section to take the first step in securing your marriage the right way. I think that there are casualties to every abuse to any system. And unfortunately, the casualties here are those people's children. And they have hearts, right? Their punishment is watching your children go without. I mean, I just released a video not too long ago that was titled Single Mom Makes Her Child Beg at the Bank. And I think there are people who are really going through it and have no other option. Then there are people who are lazy and they have no problem using their children to make money in that way. Minors is what we're talking about here. What do you guys think? What would those people do in that situation? Just got a few of these comments, see what the people have to say. Top commenter says, what hurts the most, they be the ones with the biggest taxes return. Another commenter says, the government don't impregnate these people. Here's somebody else who says, some women had as many kids as possible to avoid working a job. That's insane. It's laziness. Somebody else who says, yes, they did. And now what are they going to do?
So y'all want to make a mockery about the government shutdown. Y'all want to make a mockery out of people who gonna lose their food stamps and can't feed their kids, right? Y'all want to sit up here and say people need to go ahead and get a job and then they don't have to worry about getting food stamps, right? But what y'all don't understand, right? Or what y'all ignorant about is that it's a lot of people who work a job every day, busting their ass, working 40 hours a week, and still they qualify for food assistance. Now ask yourself, why is that, right? So is the problem really people getting food stamps? Or is the problem really people not working a job? Or is the problem really people getting paid low wages and still can't make ends meet? So to all of you people out there, especially you black folks that's cheering about the government shutdown, let me tell you something. You are a part of the problem. And you better hope one day that it don't hit your household. Y'all be empowered.
I just seen one of my mutuals make a video about shopping now since the food stamps about to be off and stuff. So, me, a mother of 7 children who has had times where she could not buy the food with food stamps and stuff. And I had a lot of mouths to feed. I didn't always have 7, but whatever. I'm gonna tell you how to do it with little kids, okay? Look at that. That's why I'm moving about this bitch. Anyway, so you got small children, they need food. You're gonna make it mean because little kids, they like repetitiveness anyway. And this the point, you're gonna have to start putting your foot down with like picky eaters, okay? The most we could do is separate the ingredients on the plate, but you're gonna eat what everybody else eating. That's number 1. Number 2, make a menu. My go-to was like spaghetti, meatloaf, fish, some type of chicken and rice with veggies meal, macaroni and cheese and something like a hamburger helper or some type of, the basis of your meal going to be a protein, a veggie, a carb, and a fruit cup. You can't afford to do fresh fruits, do a fruit cup. If you got the ability to get you some fresh fruits, get fresh fruits and just put that on a plate like at school. So all your meals are going to have a protein, a veggie, a carb, and a fruit cup. Water, milk. I know, like a TV dinner, but that's what we got to do.
It's not called negotiation when you're forcing children to go hungry. Specifically, 15 million children are on food stamps or the SNAP program in America. What we're seeing Republicans do is coercion. They're threatening to starve children if the Democrats don't do exactly what they want.
I'm just going to start this by saying that I was a kid that survived off of SNAP benefits and free healthcare. For anybody that's agreeing to cut SNAP benefits and food programs and special education programs while our president is just handing out billions of dollars to other places and spending millions on golf trips, please look inside yourself and realize that the people that are being impacted are literally your neighbors, the kids that go to school with your kids, maybe even your family.
There's a possibility that you might have to use your own money to feed your kids. There's a possibility that you might have to use your own money to feed your own kids.
Somebody else who says blaming the government is wild. Make decisions you can afford. Another person who says, I'm not mad about this. You have them, you provide for them. Somebody else who says, my question is always, where are the dads? These men need to help their kids. It pisses me off. Well, that's a valid question until you meet these dads and you realize that these men really, truly ain't shit. And then you look back at the woman and think to yourself, okay, so if someone had to stop this and peep a giant red flag, then it's that woman. No one in most of these cases forces these women to open their legs and let that dude bust inside of her. Nobody. But they choose to do that. So once you're done looking around and seeing the situation from a bigger perspective, it's obvious that if you have robbers who you're not going to stop these men from going around and planning they don't care. They do not care about their lives. They don't care about children. They don't care about that woman. They don't care. If you're going to stop a robber from robbing your house, then you want to put locks on the door, right? You have to protect the house. You don't sit there hoping that people are going to stop being thieves. If you believe that's what you do, is that you go out and tell those thieves, hey, you guys, be better. Let me know how that goes for you.
Remember how I told you the longer this government shutdown lasts, the worse it's going to get? Well, we are now 20 days into it, and worse is almost here for more than 40 million men, women, and kids who get food assistance from the U.S. government's SNAP program.
And an important role of the government is to provide that safety nest for those with the least among us. Today, I think New York announced that they can't continue taking new enrollees because of the government shutdown in SNAP, in our food stamp program. We're going to run out of money in 2 weeks. So you're talking about millions and millions of vulnerable families, of hungry families that are not going to have access to these programs because of this shutdown.
That was the Secretary of Agriculture who said last week that by November 1st, an estimated 42 million Americans could be shut out of the SNAP program. Recipients just wouldn't get their benefits. Now, just to be clear, SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It used to be called food stamps, and it is the government program that provides food benefits to low-income families in order to supplement their grocery budgets. Now, according to the Agriculture Department, about 12% of U.S. residents receive SNAP benefits, and as of 2024, that SNAP benefit averaged about $190 a month. According to this letter, though, sent to all SNAP administrators in all states nationwide 10 days ago, if the government does not reopen, there will be insufficient funds to pay full November SNAP benefits. The acting administrator of SNAP went on to say in the letter, in the interest of preserving maximum flexibility, state SNAP offices should not be sending out monthly issuance files to vendors. And without those issuance files, vendors cannot load SNAP benefits onto those EBT cards. And if the benefits aren't loaded onto the EBT cards, then SNAP beneficiaries don't have the money to buy the groceries they need. It's a ripple effect. So if you do receive SNAP benefits, what is this going to mean for you? Well, the fact is the government is shut down because, as I've been reporting, Congress cannot agree on how to allocate money to each government department. The Department of Agriculture is one of those government departments, and it oversees SNAP benefits. So until the shutdown is ended, legally, they can't spend any money, including on your SNAP benefits. Each state, though, is handling this differently. Some are doing exactly what this letter says and cutting off all November SNAP payments. Some are reportedly considering sending out partial payments in November, and it's also possible that your state may pay for the benefits up front themselves and then try and get some kind of reimbursement from the federal government. But that is all in limbo right now. So if you are in this program and you are concerned about your November benefits, I highly suggest that you check your state's SNAP program website to figure out if there's anything you should be doing right now to prepare yourself. It's also possible because of the shutdown, the Trump administration could do for SNAP what they say they are going to do for the WIC program and the 7 million low-income women and children who rely on that food assistance program. The White House said that it will temporarily use tariff revenue to pay for WIC. We will have to wait and see if they choose to do the same thing for SNAP.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.